This isn't just another video, it shows a reality that deserves attention. The Ukraine-Russia war continues to affect countless lives, yet content like this often doesn't reach as many people as it should. That's where you can help. If this video meant something to you, take a moment to like it and leave a comment sharing where you're watching from. Those small actions make a big difference, helping the algorithm push this video further so more people can see, understand, and stay informed about what's really happening. Near the outskirts of Kivsharivka, this operation doesn't begin with movement, it begins with information. A signal is picked up. Radio interception confirms activity. Aerial reconnaissance follows, scanning the area, watching closely, identifying patterns. And soon the picture becomes clear. A hostile sabotage and reconnaissance group, small, mobile, and hidden within a structure. 3 individuals. Positioned. Waiting. But they're no longer unseen. Ukrainian fighters move into position, already one step ahead. There's no rush to engage immediately. Instead, they prepare carefully, methodically. Because in situations like this, rushing in blindly isn't an option. The unit splits into 2 subgroups. One to isolate, one to engage. The objective is clear: eliminate or capture. But before any direct movement begins, the battlefield is shaped first. The building suspected to be occupied is targeted. And then, firepower is brought in. Tanks roll into position, their presence alone shifting the balance. Armored personnel carriers take up supporting angles. Everything is coordinated, deliberate. Then the first shots hit. Heavy rounds strike the structure, tearing into walls, breaking windows, sending debris outward. The building, once a place of concealment, begins to lose its integrity with every impact. But it doesn't stop there. RPGs are brought into play. Explosive rounds slam into the structure, targeting key points, forcing anyone inside to stay pinned, disoriented, unable to reposition. The idea isn't just destruction, it's control. No escape. No movement. Every possible exit is covered. The pressure builds from the outside, layer by layer, reducing the options inside to almost nothing. Only after this controlled barrage does the next phase begin. The assault element moves in. Carefully, weapons raised, every step measured. They approach the structure knowing that even after heavy fire, the threat inside may still be active. There's no assumption of safety. Entry is made. The first floor is cleared. Room by room. Angle by angle. Every corner checked. Every movement deliberate. The tension is constant because in close quarters everything happens fast. Visibility is limited, reaction time even more so. One mistake, one missed angle, and the situation can turn instantly. But the clearing continues. Systematic. Disciplined. Until the first level is secured. But the operation isn't over. Because the real threat is below. The basement. A confined space. No visibility. Limited access. A place where defenders can hold out, using the structure above as protection. And going down there would mean stepping directly into the unknown. The fighters pause. Assess. Adjust. Because this isn't just about clearing, it's about minimizing risk. The decision is made. Instead of forcing entry into a confined, unpredictable space, they change the approach entirely. The building itself becomes the target. Charges are set. Positions are confirmed. Everyone pulls back to a safe distance. There's a brief moment of stillness. Then, detonation. The explosion tears through the structure, collapsing what remains, sealing the basement beneath debris and destruction. The threat that was once hidden inside is now neutralized without direct exposure. No prolonged fight. No unnecessary risk. Just a calculated end to the operation. And as the dust settles over the air as ushea ye in yeruikratkoi structure, the battlefield goes quiet again, but it's a different kind of silence now. Because what started as a hidden presence has been completely removed. But even then, no one assumes it's over. But even as the dust settles over Kivsharivka, no one moves too quickly. Because experience has taught them, silence on a battlefield doesn't always mean safety. It can mean uncertainty. It can mean something unseen is still there. The fighters hold their positions, maintaining distance from the collapsed structure. Eyes remain fixed on the debris, watching for any movement, any sign that something survived the blast. Drones are brought back into position overhead, circling, scanning, giving a wider perspective that ground-level visibility can't provide. Nothing obvious. But that doesn't change the procedure. Caution remains. One subgroup shifts slightly, covering the perimeter, making sure no one escapes from secondary routes, windows, back exits, hidden gaps that may have been overlooked. The second subgroup maintains overwatch on the structure itself, ready to respond instantly if anything changes. Time passes. Slowly. Every second stretching longer than it feels. Because this is the phase where mistakes happen, when tension begins to drop, when focus slips, when assumptions start to replace discipline. And they don't allow that. Communication stays short. Clear. Controlled. No unnecessary words, just confirmations, positions, status. The drone feed continues to show the aftermath. Debris scattered, parts of the structure collapsed inward, dust still hanging faintly in the air. Heat signatures are checked. Movement is analyzed. Patterns are watched. Still nothing. But still, no one rushes in. Because even now, entering that space carries risk. The basement, now buried, is no longer accessible, but that doesn't guarantee what remains underneath. Structural instability, unexploded ordnance, hidden threats, everything has to be considered. So instead of immediate entry, they shift focus. Security. Control of the area. The outer perimeter is expanded, ensuring that no additional hostile elements are nearby. Because a group like this rarely operates completely alone. There's always the possibility of support, of observers, of others waiting for the right moment. The fighters move outward carefully, scanning nearby structures, tree lines, and open ground. Every direction is checked. Every Arabic alif, Arabic het, Arabic ta, Arabic meme, Arabic alif, Arabic lam considered. Nothing is taken for granted. Because the objective isn't just to eliminate a threat, it's to ensure the area is stable afterward. And that takes time. Back at the site, the collapsed building remains under observation. Small details are noted, shifts in debris, settling structures, anything that might indicate instability or hidden movement. The drone adjusts angles, getting closer, then pulling back, always maintaining a safe operational distance. The battlefield here has changed. What was once a point of concealment is now a visible marker, a destroyed position that no longer offers protection, but it also becomes something else. A signal. A reminder of what happens when a position is found, tracked, and targeted with precision. And that message doesn't stay local. It spreads. Because operations like this don't just remove a threat, they reshape how the surrounding area behaves. Movement becomes more cautious. Positions become less secure. Confidence starts to shift. That's the unseen effect. The psychological pressure. The understanding that being hidden doesn't mean being safe. And for the fighters on the ground, that matters just as much as the physical outcome. Minutes pass. Then more. Eventually, the command is given to begin controlled movement closer to the structure, but even now, it's done carefully. Not to clear, not to rush in, but to confirm from a safe distance, to visually verify what the drone has already shown. They approach in stages. Stop. Observe. Move again. No shortcuts. No assumptions. Because this is how control is maintained, not through speed, but through discipline. And as they close the distance, the scale of the destruction becomes clearer. The building is no longer intact. The basement, once a place of concealment, is now sealed beneath layers of debris. There's no movement, no sound. Just stillness. But even then, no one lowers their guard. Because out here, certainty is never absolute. The operation transitions from engagement to confirmation, and from confirmation to control. Positions are established around the area. Observation continues. Reports are relayed. Everything documented, everything tracked, ensuring that what happened here is not just completed, but understood. Because every operation feeds into the next. Every detail matters. And even as this situation comes to a close, the wider battlefield continues to move. New signals, new movements, new threats waiting to be identified. And somewhere else, another operation is already beginning. And as control over the area is firmly established, the operation doesn't simply end. It transitions into readiness for whatever comes next. Because out here, there is no true pause, only moments between actions. The fighters begin reinforcing their positions, not because they expect immediate contact, but because preparation is constant. Defensive angles are set. Fields of view are adjusted. Every possible direction is covered, even if the area appears clear, because clear is never permanent. Drones continue to circle overhead, extending their observation beyond the immediate zone. The focus shifts outward, roads, nearby structures, open ground. Anywhere movement could begin again. Patterns are studied. Changes are noted. Nothing escapes attention. On the ground, the team repositions slightly, creating depth in their setup. One element holds closer to the objective, maintaining direct oversight of the destroyed structure. The other spreads out, forming a wider perimeter, ensuring early detection if anything approaches. It's controlled, measured, deliberate. No wasted energy, but no relaxation either. Because the risk doesn't disappear, it just changes form. What was once a direct threat inside a building could now become a distant one approaching from outside. And adapting to that shift is what keeps control intact. Communication remains tight, short updates, clear confirmations. Everyone knows their role, their position, their responsibility. There's no confusion, no overlap, just a system that continues to function even after the main objective is complete. Time moves differently in moments like this. There's no rush, but there's no delay either. Everything happens exactly when it needs to. Eventually, the situation stabilizes fully. The immediate area shows no further signs of activity. The destroyed structure remains unchanged. No movement, no signals. No indication of anything left to engage. But even then, the mindset doesn't change, because experience has proven one thing over and over again. The moment you assume it's over is the moment you become vulnerable, so they maintain their positions, maintain their awareness, maintain their control, until the next instruction comes in. And when it does, there's no hesitation, no delay, because out here, every completed mission is just a step toward the next one. And somewhere beyond this quiet, controlled zone, the battlefield is already shifting again.